Hi, East Texas. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Big holiday weekend here with Father's Day, Juneteenth on Monday. Hoping the weather cooperates. There is a chance for a few isolated showers, thunderstorms both Saturday and maybe even a little bit on Sunday. We are getting more confidence that we will not see anything like we saw Thursday night into Friday morning. We'll have to watch a little complex of thunderstorms to our north and make sure that it stays up to the north. If it were to turn a little farther to the south, it could clip parts of the Arklatex and northeast Texas. But as for the last 24 hours, or Thursday night into Friday morning, it turned out to be a very stormy night, and it was really three cells that caused all the problems. The initial cell that roared in here late Thursday night, overnight, through the midnight hour into about the 1, 2 o'clock time frame, that was a combination of two cells that merged in North Texas and then turned right and came right through. You can follow the wind damage path. So that's going to be the one cell that came through here. There was a secondary cell that also pushed through Mount Pleasant, and then a third cell that sprung up back to the northwest of Emory. This one went a little farther to the southwest, mainly hail threats, until it got to Angelina County, and there was a minimal wind damage report there. But this was some rather large hails that went through Jacksonville and back up through the west side of Tyler. Wind all the way out to Shreveport. There was one report of a tornado in Caddo Parish, but the National Weather Service says all of these reports likely straight line wind damage. The average wind speeds with all of these reports 60 to 80 miles an hour, with maybe a couple of isolated areas where the wind exceeded 80 miles an hour. On our CBS 19 radars, we were tracking these storms live Thursday night into Friday morning for you on our CBS 19 .tv app and also on our Facebook page and on air at CBS 19. We were sampling at times wind speeds in excess of 100 miles. So this will be a memorable storm. It will go down as one of the stronger straight line wind events, especially for mid-June. It also brought some downpours of rain. You'll notice here on average in that blue area, roughly about a ½ inch to 3/4, maybe 1.5 inches. Some of these purple areas here through Cherokee County, southern Smith County, into western Nacogdoches County, that would correspond with about 1.5 to 2 inches of rainfall. Most of that falling in a very short period of time. And if you saw the nighttime sky Thursday night into Friday, you'll probably remember just how vivid the lightning show and how loud that storm was. So we're going to track this. This is going to go back to, well, it would go through 3 o'clock. That was the last 24 hours where we had those showers and thunderstorms, that whole complex that roared through here. All right, 8 to 14-day temperature outlook now, or I should say rainfall outlook. We'll look at that first. Below average favored over central Texas. It looks like above average rainfall favored for the Pacific Northwest, and above average rainfall is favored on the East Coast. Below average likely for New Mexico and parts of Arizona. They are waiting for summer monsoon to kick in. A little early, maybe July they'll get that going, but it looks like through the end of the month of June, the summer monsoon will wait. Temperature-wise, above average temperatures are forecast here across much of Texas. Northern Plains also above average. West Coast below average temperatures, and below average temperatures on the East Coast. All right, Saturday morning temperatures, just an example of those above average morning lows. 71 at Pittsburgh, Linden down to 71 degrees. At Clarksville, 68 degrees. In our central counties, Gilmer and Mineola around 73, Tyler, Longview 75, mid-70s at Henderson, Jacksonville down to 77, Palestine at 76, and over Deep East Texas, overnight lows in the upper 70s. Nacogdoches 77, Lufkin down to 77, and Groveton down to 75. 10-day temperature trend here. We showed you the temperature trend over 8 to 14 days, and in the next 6 to 10, you'll notice our temperatures are mainly above average. The average low this time of the year, 71. We do see that on Monday, the 19th, but otherwise, take a look at these overnight lows. They're above average 9 out of the next 10 days. So warmer than average. Mornings and daytime highs should be around 91 degrees. At least through the next 6 days will be above average. Then we get to Thursday, temperature right at average. By next Friday, it could be a little cooler at 89. Thanks to some cloud cover, small chance of rain, but then we start to warm back up above average again by the end of the month, the final weekend of June, 94 by Sunday. Don't forget on Saturday, June 24th, we have our Urban Kids Fishing Derby. That'll be out at Faulkner Park. It is from 8 a.m. till 11. The award ceremony starts at 11. Everything wraps up by noon. That's a free event. You can go to our website, CBS19.tv. You'll find the link there to sign up. All right, rainfall reports since June 1st. We still are, and we'll get the updated totals for the storm system that moved through last night. But going into last night, we had still less than an inch of rainfall in Tyler. And so for the month of June, we're about an inch and a quarter behind. For the year, about an inch and a half behind. Longview's done better with almost 4 inches of rainfall. That's an inch and a half above average. Lufkin, 2¼ inches for the month, just a little bit above average. In fact, we'll call it average, really, with just 1/100 of an inch above the where they should be. All right, so Saturday, there's a 30% chance of rain. Sunday, 20% chance of rain. Monday should be dry. Tuesday, stray shower can't be ruled out. Wednesday, also a dry day. Thursday, Friday, stray showers. Maybe by Friday night, a little better chance of rain. Here's future skycast. Look at this. Late tonight, a couple of little isolated showers trying to pop up around the area. Saturday afternoon, something very similar to that, a couple of isolated showers. Larger thunderstorm complex up toward Oklahoma City. That's what I was talking about. We have to keep an eye on that thunderstorm complex. It makes a run at the Red River, but it is forecast to stay north of the Red River as the warm air continues to become firmly entrenched over East Texas. So our bigger concerns over the weekend will be for heat and humidity. And then once we make it into Sunday afternoon for Father's Day, it looks like a thunderstorm complex to our south. Maybe that brushes by a few of the counties in East Texas, and Monday for Juneteenth starts off with some sunshine and a very nice holiday. Rainfall outlook over the next 7 days. Not looking at much at all. Maybe picking up a 1/4 inch and a couple of downpours. The better chances, again, will be up closer to the Arklatex. In fact, some of the computer modeling data, again, suggests that maybe that thunderstorm complex that I showed you in Oklahoma makes a little harder right turn and brushes by, for instance, Morris County and Cass County and brings them maybe an inch to an inch and a quarter of rain. All right, winds and wind gusts on Saturday. If you're headed out to one of the area lakes, we'll have sustained winds out of the south at 10 miles an hour, breezy at times with winds gusting up to 16 miles an hour, especially middle part of the day. So maybe keeping that in mind as we're out on those area lakes and, you know, maybe a little rough water from time to time, not strong enough for whitecaps, but certainly enough wind that you would notice it. 92 in Pittsburgh tomorrow. In our central counties, we'll look for a high of Longview, 93, Jacksonville up to 93, Henderson up to 94, and look at the highs over deep East Texas. Could push 99 at Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and at Groveton. Here's your Bill at Scott White, Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So 93 Saturday, 96 Sunday, 95 on Monday, 97 Tuesday, Wednesday, first day of summer, 92 degrees. 91 on Thursday, first weekend of summer, a little cooler, temperature around 89 and near average by Saturday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth.